Are we on the internet?
Yes, the shitpost show is back.
The shitpost show. That's actually, number one, extremely accurate. Number two, if we ever do decide to change the name of the show, that's actually a pretty good contender, Danny. I'm pretty proud of you for that one.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, you're part of the shitpost show, so I feel like, I'm not saying it makes you a shitty person.
Post. I feel like I'm the post and you're the shit.
Ooh,
but you're also the shit.
That's good. I'm the shit. No, I know I'm the shit. You don't have to. We don't have to argue about that tonight. The Mighty Nine cover up a murder, trek into a frozen tundra, and de-escalate a Yeti ambush, which is what's happening to my hair since I haven't been able to cut it in 9 months. We're gonna break it all down with none other than Liam and Taliesin.
Are we here?
You guys can talk. I mean, you're on the screen.
Are we here?
I don't.
Yeah, you're here
believe
now. You're now, and now you're here. Yeah.
Now we're here.
You weren't here until I started pointing, and now you're here.
Brian, you look like a greasy Wolverine right now.
Thank you so much, man. That's my goodness. We're.
You just had the little owl points, the owl feathers, but you slicked them back. Maybe they'll probably. There it is. There it is. Well, that's an entirely different thing.
Now that's Yahoo Serious.
Isn't that crazy that I can look like this 1 second and the next second look like this?
Yeah, from Wolverine to Yahoo Serious in 0.5 seconds.
Away. That's a lot.
This is
all that and more tonight on Talks Machina.
I don't like it.
Good evening. We're now back. It's a very serious program. Gentlemen, how are you? This is your second time on the show since we started doing it from home. How's everyone feeling?
God.
The election was obviously really crazy.
Oh my gosh. Who saw that coming?
I honestly, I'm a little bit speechless still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lot to process.
Yeah, I'm still dealing with that.
Potentially, they're still processing it.
They probably might still be. Yeah, I mean that's why I'm speechless, is because we might not know anything. We do know that a couple weeks ago, right when we got off the air, the Dodgers, Los Angeles Dodgers, won the World Series, and people have been so excited that they are still letting off fireworks even tonight. So you might hear some during the show. Do not be alarmed. We probably aren't under attack from aliens. It's just Los Angelinos celebrating the way we know how to best.
That's what happens.
Destructively and loudly.
That's what happens when you put a stadium on the top of a hill like Dracula's castle. I mean, people just use the arc of it.
Some of our crew, myself included, had zero idea what was going on because we're very unfamiliar with sport. And all I know is that my wiener dog started going off like crazy in my daughter's bed because he was his first time hearing World War Z happen.
Yeah. I haven't been to a Dodger game in like 20 years. I cared when I was young. It's been a while.
We went to one. A few people in Critical Role went to one a few months ago, and no, that was quarantine time. A solid year ago now. Solid year. And it was super, super fun. I want to go back. I grew up on baseball, and I actually really love baseball. So
I got out of that one, thankfully. I did go to the soccer game, but I got out of the baseball game.
The soccer game was fun.
Soccer game was good.
I missed the soccer game, but I did go to one in England, and that was amazing because, that's where over there, it's like how arena football is for us here. You guys familiar with
they're invested.
Arena football?
Oh, intimately.
This is the sports episode.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about sports for the whole episode, and it's going to be our longest one yet.
Yeah, Cowboys are my favorite. Game. Not football, just Cowboys.
Cowboys. I like Cowboys.
Oh, hey, I got a couple outfits. I could turn this into a really interesting... You know what sucks is that you two are one of my favorite combos for Talks because the couch gets very cuddly. There's a lot of very vibey sort of anti or demasculating energy, I guess.
We have a dark, sad energy that I think works well together.
Yeah, and we're very comfortable with each
And
other.
we're very affectionate. We're very comfortable. We can't do that now. We've got to just so.
No.
I need you guys to just probably flood me and each other and Danny with compliments verbally over the course of the episode, you know, so that we can still get those warm fuzzies that we're normally able to get physically, but now we can just we'll take them in and then they, you know, they disappear like all good things do.
All right, Greasy Logan.
Okay, your goatee is soft like a freshly cut rabbit pelt.
My pants kind of match the wall.
Yeah.
Camo.
You want us to compliment you?
No, there's Henry barking at the fireworks.
We all have such drastically different aesthetics behind us. And Danny, your
Danny's
place
gamer
looks
girl.
so
She's
cool.
extremely online girl right now.
Yeah, and but you look so vampiric. It's very, it's
The
very
blue light.
rave in loft.
It's really working.
I don't know how you got the blue lights to go along the total border of your screen.
That's because that's my actual ceiling. And that's my actual wall.
But like mine always like would have
So-
the little drapey sags. Like I couldn't get them to.
I have the little clear hooks that
they
are
didn't have
attached to
those
my
when I
wall and they're
they didn't
and
have
it's
those.
wire. It's all wire fairy lights. So they
pretty
don't sag
solid.
as much.
Good call.
Good looking
call.
setup.
Yeah.
Yeah, sagging is no good. I still have Baby Bri up here, but I still
What do you
have
mean? Is that a painting of you?
This is an oil painting that a really amazing Filipino woman, that's kind of a redundancy, painted of me when I think I was 3 years old, down here in Long Beach. It's remarkable. It really is. It stuns. I used to have it first thing people saw, as you guys know, when they walked in the house, but now I've hung up other paintings of myself there.
It
I
looks
like-
haunted.
Yeah, I like it alone on your dark blood red walls.
Pretty dope, huh?
All right, it's very warm and
it's
Like
comforting.
the child disappears and reappears.
I like to. The designer said that it would be really intimidating on Zoom calls. This bright red. It's not bright, but this deep red back. This is so stupid. All right, our first question tonight. I'm so happy to have you both here. Someday I'm gonna put shelves here. I'm gonna put all my Molly stuff on this side, and I'm gonna put all my Ashley Burke stuff on this side, and it'll look amazing.
Brian, we all
I
have
think you
plans.
should
We all
like
have plans.
hose the wall a bit too, just with water so that it drips to complete the effect.
Okay, maybe
Seconded.
I should have thought of that for the Halloween episode, but Halloween was like 2 weeks ago. Right?
Easily.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's a little wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. It's hard to keep
I got
track
a
of.
dope Barney
Candy
costume
Wendy.
though. I'm gonna be Barney for Halloween. You guys fuck with Barney?
I fuck with Barney.
Try not to fuck with Barney.
I fuck with the Barney.
Okay. We're not gonna keep going.
I'm watching Rocky Horror for Halloween. That's what I'm doing. So.
We're not gonna keep going. That's a good idea. Did you see the thing that Tenacious D did?
Oh, I bought tickets. I bought tickets
Okay.
before that even came out. I was like,
Okay.
my little Rocky Horror group of like
Okay.
old performers got together and were like, yeah, we're watching this shit.
Ugh, amazing. Taliesin, boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Couple of real last few episodes of the campaign have been real interesting for you. I've enjoyed everything from watching your facial expressions at the very beginning of all this happening.
Still torturing Travis. It's great.
Torturing Travis was going to be next.
You don't
and
know.
where we're at now. I want to start tonight talking about Ves Durugna. We have Ves. We got Veth. We got everybody named V. Okay, but
Got
it's
Vex.
Vex.
Vax.
Yeah. We had a Vex.
Voltaire.
We have Vesh.
Dash.
It goes on. It's
Vesh.
a deep rabbit hole, yeah.
It is. That's why Danny was like, guys, no V names, campaign 3, please. Hello.
I put
Or
in an
limit
official request.
Literally, we have a box,
Straight to spam.
the comment box.
My next character is going to be Vleth, but I guess.
Oh, that's... Oh,
It rolls
that's-
off the tongue. It's
no,
so smooth.
that's Danny
Left
just made
live
the,
lof.
Danny just made the face that I wanted to. Vleth? That's disgusting. Sorry to any Vleths out there. Your parents are terrible. So it seems that Vesturagna, Archmage of Antiquity
Yes.
of the Cerberus Assembly, was murdered while the Mighty Nine slept.
Oops.
E-daisies.
We did it again.
What was it like for you both to discover what had happened to this powerful wizard under your very noses?
Well, I had all kinds of topics of conversation that I meant to get to with her that that avenue is closed. Mostly. I mean, you threw out that we could possibly have another chat with her and her skull.
We can, because I was like, after she dropped that last nugget, I'm like, fuck, it's 10 days before we can do that again. It's like, wait, elaborate. Oh.
So I could have like Ford's dead carcass in my home, and every 10 days, like just wake him up and ask him 5 questions.
As long as there's enough of him to talk.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
could he maybe talk out of a certain part of his body that isn't his mouth if he had no mouth left?
Only if he knew how to do that in life.
All right, Danny, write that down and ask Travis next time he's on Talks.
Mm-hmm.
I know Travis can do that, but I don't know about Ford.
Yeah,
Do you know there was a real guy? There was a guy in, I think, the 1800s in France, maybe, who billed himself. He was a performer, wore a tux, billed himself as a fartiste.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Google the fartiste. He could, I'm probably dead wrong. Fartiste. My college roommates and I loved this guy. He did what we're joking that Travis can do, that Travis can do, which is he had such control of his sphincter, of his butthole, that he could make it sing, make sounds, expel water, and he would wear a tux and make his butt sing or something to that effect, and people would come because entertainment was limited in the 1880s.
How has Adam Sandler not turned this into a Netflix film at this point? This is just sitting there.
Sitting now. Isn't farting with water just like squirting?
Yeah, I mean,
where's our squeef? Apparently,
where's our squeef? Let me
get him on so limiting, Brian.
Let me get him on the bat phone here.
Why do you not like art?
I love art. Listen, if I can get away with it, I'll replace this with a picture of fartiste.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't want to Google them while I'm on the,
Art can be anything, as we agree. Demonstrate week after week.
Oh God, yes. I mean,
really, yeah.
Speaking of art, can be anything. Taliesin, let's talk about your old character's accent. No, I'm joking. What was it like for you to see Molly, your former character, but someone that was so kind and full of joy? What was it like to see him commit such heinous acts and be so manipulative?
Well, I mean, God, how can I answer this without? I'm trying to think. How can I say this without giving the game away?
Don't give the game away.
Travis isn't here. It's just between you
and
us.
It's. I have a nice wall built because I understand the mechanism by which Molly is Molly, and knowing the mechanism, I understand what Matt's doing, and I mean, on a certain level, it's only Molly so far at this point. If it were really Molly, it would be me, but it's something else happening. So this is I always kind of knew that whatever was going on in the background was sinister and a little bit iffy. So, and Molly was never actually against, a little bit of skullduggery if it was, to the benefit of all. So,
yeah,
can't wait to meet him.
Not a moral person, just situationally kind. So,
what were you gonna say, Liam?
Well, I just think I'm curious where your knowledge ends and other guy knowledge begins. What you're unaware of. Yeah. And I want to see I'm really curious if whoever that dude is, whoever the Lucian is, does he remember everything? Does he have firsthand memory and knowledge of his time with us and his time at the circus? Or is that just gone? Is that an empty space that someone had to be like, no, you were with this traveling circus of weirdos and then another traveling circus of weirdos and then you died because of Ashley Birch and then we dug you up?
That is... I will say, even knowing the mechanism by which it's happening, I'm not. I can genuinely say I'm not sure. Like,
interesting.
The mechanism, as I understand it, we never made clear whether or not that was a thing. One day, I really look forward to explaining to everybody on cast and present company what that weird conversation at the Starbucks by the tattoo parlor entailed. So,
Are we still talking about the game?
yeah, well, I mean, that was the pitching to Matt. I was like, I want to do something weird, and how do you feel about this? It was when we were walking to pick up everybody coffee while we were getting tattooed. So, so that was
That's interesting. That was a long
that was
time
the
ago.
like, would you be okay with this? And he was like, yeah, that I can make that work. So,
Interesting.
What if the barista who was taking y'all's coffee while you were having this conversation was actually a critter and overheard all
my
of this
God.
and has just been keeping
you
this
imagine?
secret for the past like 3 years?
they were. They posted on Reddit. Nobody believed them.
Oh, okay, good.
Oh, okay.
I love it.
Yes, one of 1,000 theories, so it's just white noise.
Cassandra, yeah.
Liam.
Had they.
Yes.
Speaking of Vess, does the death of Vess, who was basically an untouchable assembly member, make Caleb wonder if certain other assembly members are just as vulnerable as she clearly was? Because, you know,
Yeah.
little sketch.
Certainly the way that I've been thinking of them the entire time is that they are untouchable, and I'm carrying around like one of the Joint Chiefs of Staff in my necklace right now. So it's totally surreal and absurd for him. They've been larger than life. Their paintings are like 15 feet tall and hang on the walls at the academy. So I just figured we had so much. I thought we had so much time, Vess. I thought we had so much time. She's gone. I was gonna pump her for information and like cozy up and see who give a shit about Ikathon and who don't, and you know who she trusts and her thoughts on the king. I had all this stuff that I wanted to like slowly eke out. And
Slowly pump her for her?
gone.
Man. I know, I was a little shocked.
I still think of them as powerful though. And Liam knows that any group of heroes can if you play well and if it's fun for the group, can take down any enemy in the game or vice versa. But story-wise, Caleb thinks of them as dangerous as fuck. All of them.
Yeah. Does this death have him thinking about his own plans for Trent?
Yeah, I mean, he's Caleb is still trying to piece out what to do now. Like right now, it was supposed to be like, well, this will be a little time to clear my head and really get to know one of the assembly, and learn about the others and figure out what I'm going to do. Like, am I going to try to, like, do any of these people need to be killed? But if you do that, what fills that vacuum? And is it just causing, like, we're still on the edge of a war. We could go back to war at any time. So, like, do you really want to have, like, the government broken or empty or a vacuum at the wrong time? Is it worth it? Is it not? Is this the moment? Is it not? Should I try to get involved? Should I try to take one of those? Should I try to become part of the system? Should I destroy the system? And I don't know yet. I don't know what he makes of it.
Whew, those are some heavy options there. You know what I mean? To be weighing.
Can you reform? Can he reform the system, or does he have to like smash it and start again?
Yeah. Boy, that sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Nah.
But it's all over with now because they've...
Right.
Yeah.
Done
Speaking
deal.
of the assembly, though, the Mighty Nine, as we know, are currently accessories to murder, and at the least,
Harsh.
guilty of covering up Vess's murder. So,
Fair.
How are you two feeling about your current odds of explaining all this to the assembly? Are there any plans forming? How are you feeling?
Clay's just gonna peace out. He's definitely like, by the time this comes to become a problem, he's planning to, like, he really kind of feels that this is not his problem.
Just
Like, well, this is complicated, and I don't really
Sounds
want to be a
about
part
right.
of this.
That sounds about right.
Oh man, this would be rough if I was.
Oh, we
invested in it.
have so many options that are not going back to that place. I mean, if there's a good path to like everything working out, sure, but boy, it don't look like it right now.
I think from Caleb's perspective, that he's just in con artist mode at the moment because they have to just deal with right now. And maybe vaguely he's thinking if we can just find this Lucian character and get that sorted out, maybe we can either explain our way out of it or... And
or
they're
you've
also
got a
trying
friend
to...
who knows how to take out one of like a major political figure. Like that don't suck.
And we're trying to unwrap this massive mystery in the frozen north at the same time. So it's really just what's in front of us today at the moment.
How cute were the little nets, though, that Matt brought out for that map? Oh my God! I text Danny. I was like, these little nets. You can just picture him sitting there doing his little thing.
Yeah, you could catch a ladybug with one of those.
You could catch a ladybug on one of those for sure. Taliesin, one of my favorite moments that happened in the last couple episodes. Caduceus got flirted with. This was huge.
Oh yeah, that happened.
What was it like for him to be on the receiving end of flirtation and then explain to his friends his own interest or sort of lack thereof in the process?
Yeah, I will actually say like it literally wasn't until like halfway through that I noticed, because I just stopped looking for that a while ago. So it was only like halfway through that conversation where I was like, oh, Matt's leaving an option open here. Like suddenly it's like, do you want to romance this character? I'm like, oh wow, it's been a while. I really appreciate it just because like very, very early on, like from the beginning, I was very much like, I'm just gonna have I'm just gonna play him ace. He's got no fucking interest in this shit. All of that energy gets directed into other places, and I was like, it's a shame that it will never come up. Like, I would love for it. I don't want to bring it up unorganically, but it's a shame it'll never come up organically, which was I was like, I guess at the end of this whole game, I get to go like, oh yeah, by the way. So it was nice that like, oh, look at that. Suddenly there's a reason to have a conversation about it. So that was really nice.
Oh.
I wish I was not in costume when it happened.
Oh yeah, there was
so I felt like I was being flirted with like Ganondorf from like Zelda. It was just these eyebrows. I was like, oh, this is so much. I feel really threatened by this whole process.
It always cracks me up, and I think I've said this on talks in years prior. We've been on the air for 4 years now, by the way. This is our 4th year doing this, the start of the end of our 4th year. Oh, God. Hope we get another season. Fingers crossed. You know what I mean? Fingers crossed. It's high quality content. It's only improving with age.
On the bubble.
But we've talked about this. I part of me morbidly just wants to have a very tragic player character death in an episode where everyone is in full ridiculous Halloween costume. I want crying.
Crossed my mind.
The night that Molly died, spoilers, campaign 2, Sam was in a tuxedo laughing because he didn't believe it was actually happening. Now that was like pretty close for me, but I want to see, because just imagine Matt in that outfit having to go, what are Caleb's last words? And then one of his eyebrows falls off. I want to see it.
That would be peak D&D.
I mean, I had
that would
serious,
be D&D beyond.
I had serious Monopoly money bet on Yasha and Beauregard maybe sharing a kiss with one of them dressed as a pile of grass and the other one with a dick.
I was really
hand.
hoping.
Yeah.
I was really hoping with the pile of grass meets dick hand.
Dick
was
hand,
really high on my
Ash
hopes.
came in dressed in that costume. She told me that she was gonna choose between 5. She came in with that. I said, I don't want to see anything else. Literally, just drive to the studio right now. Oh God, it was so funny. You all looked amazing. That's so fun. I'm so glad you're still able to do that. That was so fun.
I wish Marisha had turned the golden dick into a dice tower. That was my one. It was like, she was like, there was no time. I was like, if you could just pour dice in and then have them come out, that would have been amazing.
I know. Travis's outfit at the beginning killed me.
Oh God.
I'm in the earliest stages of growing all my chest hair back, which I removed.
Oh, interesting.
It's a shame you can't go swimming
because
right
Astrid's outfit was so low cut. I didn't want to blow the illusion with my X-Men fur.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you do have a nice hairy chest. We'll see what happens. I can't really show mine, but I can give you a little. You can see something. I'm trying to get this to attach here, but I can't grow hair on my neck right here. Can you guys?
I think you
Do
need
you guys
an
get like a
adapter for
nice
that.
No.
thyroid mustache?
I assume that your chest hair is just manicured into the same shape as your goatee, with like a hole.
Yeah,
in
but
the
it's
middle?
upside down.
Oh, okay.
So it's an upside down kind of smile on my chest. So when I look down, I'm smiling at myself via my hair. You know
I mean,
what
I've seen it. I saw you when you opened for the Fartiste that one time.
Hey, that's how I got this gig. They said if he can do that.
I hope I brought new light onto a long gone performer from the
Please.
1800s.
I'm literally rushing through these questions so that I could spend the rest of the night spamming you all about Fartiste videos after I discover
Hire that
it.
man, yet another performer who works with escaping gas.
A lot of fans encouraged me to do a bard in campaign 3, so maybe
The Fartiste?
The Fartiste.
Yep.
Yeah, I could just see all of the bard spells being named Fartistes.
What's the character from Mystery Men? The Spleen. It's the Spleen from Mystery Men.
Tom Waits.
Yeah.
Oh, Liam, one of my other favorite moments that happened really recently was the story of Der Katzenprinz.
Aw.
You actually wrote out the entire story in order to read it to Jester. So tell us about writing that sweet story and why you wanted to make it a real book for her.
Well, I have a lot of stuff prepped in that tower. Like, I filled the place with books, so I have some book titles on hand. Just like, I think Matt and Good DMs will have like a list of names in case you're like, oh, I'm a shop clerk. My name is Reginald.
Yeah.
But
I write down like shop clerk next to his name.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Eye patch, red hair.
Yep.
But those 5 books in each of their rooms that are identical in all the rooms, I wanted those to be like, well, these are my favorite books or the most meaningful ones to me. But I still wasn't expecting anyone to want to read it. So as soon as Laura showed distinct interest and was like, next game, I'm going to poke at this further, I knew that I wanted to have something, particularly because he's sweet on her. So I wanted to make sure that but I didn't know how much of the book I would actually get to, because I thought it would be overkill. I was like, well, I'll write the whole thing, and maybe I'll read the beginning of it or part of the end, but then it just all came out.
I can barely take a walk every day. Who the fuck are you? It was.
I mean, that is making up for 6 months of falling behind in every aspect.
Okay, I feel
my
better.
life.
I feel better because
That was just
because
me
I'm a pile of
reclaiming-
unfinished business.
Oh, I'm garbage, Talus, and
Thank
I'm
God.
total.
Thank God.
I
I
am
feel better.
so exhausted right now. I am the most exhausted right now. This is coffee and
This
some
is
other
coffee.
stuff.
I know.
Hey.
This is
Hey.
coffee.
This is the most tired I have been in months.
Yeah, we're
I
also
do feel
filming
better.
this very late in the evening too,
Yeah.
which is, doesn't help. But yeah, we're all a little bit we're not a dumpster fire, but we're like a dumpster fire that's been put out with like grease.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how I feel. And it's in my hair.
As soon as we
Wow.
slate out of this episode tonight, my plan is just to drop dead.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've got work after this, but
Oh, you have to work, Taliesin? I have
got
to
some
work too. I've got to
recording to do.
become best friends with the Fartiste.
try and like gain his powers.
I'm gonna try and game his powers and
I
become
think you
Captain
could-
Planet.
Have you been working out for that? Because I don't want you to get winded.
I have been working out, but not
with
for that.
your hair, Brian?
Taliesin.
And
I've been
Thank
working out for a
you.
movie.
Thank you somewhat.
Say again, Liam?
with your hair and your facial hair, put you in a tux, I think you could play the Fartiste in a biopic.
Damn, he's a really handsome dude.
I think I've only seen black and white etchings.
That's enough.
I've
I've only seen black and white etchings of Abraham Lincoln, and we know he was a fucking handsome ass dude.
He was handsome from the other end, at the very least.
He looked like Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yep, he
Wow,
dazzled
I
with
think I
his
broke
talent.
Danny. Oh, please tell me I broke Danny on that one. Oh yeah,
I heard
rebooting.
you though, Taliesin. Hey, you guys, you want to know something crazy?
Yeah.
What?
Cosplay of the week. That's what's crazy.
That is crazy.
Woo! Yay!
I live for this.
We're back. Thank you. We're back. This week's winner was sent in by Cam at lilac.cos on Instagram, photography by @4photos cosplay on Instagram. Let's take a look.
I can't remember. Do we get to see it? We do.
You do.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's so handsome.
Ooh.
Love
Oh.
it.
It's
You
the
think the
version
fire
2
was actually
costume,
there?
too.
They added it later.
It was
Not. Yeah, I think.
That's what I
I
think.
think she had a bit of kerosene and tossed it.
Just you spit really
Wow.
quick right into a little lighter in your hand.
Oh, the scarf, the
Oh,
hair,
and
the
it's-
scarf. I love the
It's just
detailing in the coat.
yeah,
Perfect.
It's just perfect.
buckles. Well done. Oh
Well
my goodness.
done. And the location. Do you live near this magical evergreen forest? It's beautiful.
Yeah, look out for the Voltexer.
I want to go to there. Well, congrats to you, Cam. You have won this $100 gift card to the Critical Role US shop. You know, a lot of people have told me they miss seeing me smell wormwood every week on the show, so now I just blow it instead.
So to give her a gift card, which is really cool because I love wormwood. You pulled out an actual wormwood piece and blew in it like a moonshine
Train
jug?
whistle? Or?
Yeah, it comes out. It comes out of here. You didn't see it?
Let me see. Oh, there it is.
Maybe if you like your mouth would throw marbles, you could do like a marble drop or something. I don't know. Just
I could do some. I could put marbles in my mouth and drop them into this wood.
I would want to see
like
that.
like a modern day fartiste.
Hello.
Marbalist.
All right. Anyway, great job,
Marbalist?
Cam.
No.
Great job, photographer. Great job. It looks like that forest was well swept, unlike the ones here in California.
Oh, no. Wisely done.
You can enter our bi-weekly contest by visiting critroll.com/submit. Henry's out there.
Woof, woof.
Rules for our contest can be found at critroll.com. Moving on. Both of you. I came downstairs, I want to say 2 hours into the last episode, and I told Ashley, she's like, where are you at on the episode? I go, I'm still on the part where all of you guys are figuring out if it's Dagon, and then I think Ashley said, screw it, I'm going to call him Dagoon.
Dagoon.
What do you think of your grizzled guide, Dagoon Underthord? Are the Mighty Nine actively vying for the spot of his worst group ever, or what?
I like him.
I like him too.
He's fun.
It's Matt's. I text Annie. It's Matt's fault for introducing a character whose name sounds exactly like a pet's name that we are also familiar with. You know, like if you had a character named Benry Headgrass.
In my head, it's also he's like the forbidden love child of Jeff Bridges and Brian Blessed, and like that's
See, to me, he's Patches O'Houlihan's from Dodgeball.
From Dodgeball.
That's all I see is Patches every single time.
If you could dodge a wrench.
I just
You
hear
can
Brian
dodge
Blessed
snowdrift.
because he's
can dodge
been to the
ball.
Antarctic and he's like done the snow exploring with dogs, and so I can just imagine that beard covered in ice. And
I like him because of how salt of the earth he is. Like, we are a bunch of weirdos, and he is just like an everyman, down to earth. You know, he's out in the wilds, living in extreme, but he's just a good. You know, Jeff Bridges' True Grit is a good touchstone for him.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
And I can't wait to see what tricks he has up his sleeves for ass kicking.
if we ever leave the cave,
Seriously. If I ever leave this cave alive.
Is he just gonna sit there and like wait on you guys? Like
I
he's not gonna
think-
go in. Is he just gonna like chill on the outside of the entrance?
my guess is 3 days tops, and then like,
Really?
well,
Right. Well, they're dead.
Moved
Damn
on with
shame.
his life.
Well, it's again.
good thing I got
Yeah.
this part of it in advance.
Yeah, right. Taliesin. So, Caduceus never knew Molly, but he is a grave keeper with a solid understanding of grief, right? We know that. What are his thoughts on his friends going to Molly's grave and then their varied responses to his rebirth?
This is not something that happens very often. Clay's seen a lot of things that go down when, people are mourning. This is a new one, so he's definitely not sure what to do, and is somewhere between hasn't really had an opportunity to kind of, everyone's been so frantic to be like, you should really be going, like a little trepidation would be advised because this could go really poorly and you're all a little weird about this. But he's assuming. Again, he doesn't know Molly, so he's assuming that it was another nice guy like the rest of these nice people. That's kind of true, but after the traveler's he's a little more wary of trusting his friend's judgment on
I
the
would be
character of
too.
others.
I would be too. Yeah.
So. Yeah, it's very much like hearing a bunch about somebody's ex and they're like, oh, they're coming to visit. You're like, oh, okay.
Yay. I can't wait to meet that person.
This will be very illuminating.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I think is kind of cool about Caduceus's journey into the group and the campaign is that like when you came in, we're all just a bunch of assholes. And like you talked to Caduceus talked to Caleb about like fate and destiny, and Caleb thought like, well, I don't know, there's none of that. But clearly, with the DM hard at work, we're being drawn into this bigger story, and all these people who didn't really like have a destiny per se, like they kind of do, and so now
it's a small
Caduceus
destiny,
get to be like,
there.
yeah, and Caduceus can be like, see, right there, and like you're there to sort of like almost like the ferryman in the underworld, right? You're there to like.
Oh, bless you.
Yeah, to like ferry us across.
Carry you.
Yeah, he's
Yes.
like Animal Man in the DC comics. He's vaguely aware that somebody's writing the book.
Yes.
It's all going to work out in some way.
Love
Good
that.
pull.
He's a little bit aware that he's in a comic book. Just a little.
Brian, you muted yourself, honey.
Oh, no.
But I imagine you singing from your butt like a pro.
Stuck.
How did you do that? There you go.
Back. Now we
It's
can.
literally, I was pressing the button and then it would remute me. I'm like,
Oh, bless you.
okay, they finally shut me down. This is it. This is how it starts.
You finally are in the Black Lodge.
I know.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, speaking of comic book characters, are we all as excited as I am about motherfucking Moon Knight is gonna happen, and it's gonna be Oscar Isaac, America's ass?
Ooh.
I'm so curious which Moon Knight they're going to do, and I hope they do the most recent one where he's like crazy in a suit, but we'll see.
I know.
I want the suit, like not the like in the like 3-piece suit with the tie.
I like the run that the guy did that wrote The Sixth Gun. I can't remember his name.
Cullen.
Yes, he did a run of Moon Knight that was really good, I
I
believe.
have a 6-gun comic like 2 feet that way.
I do too. I have the, whatever they call it, the Gunslinger edition or whatever. It's amazing. Of
Great
course I have
great
it.
read, folks.
Great
Sixth
read, Sixth Gun. Highly recommend. If you liked Undeadwood, you will absolutely love The Sixth Gun. It's
yep.
a weird West
Good pull.
with all kinds of fun people. Liam.
Yeah.
Though most of the Mighty Nine were also invested in retrieving the necromantic emerald, Caleb seemed particularly interested that he couldn't get it out. Why was it so hard for him to walk away?
Yeah, I have 2 answers for this.
Give me both of them.
All right. The first answer is that Caleb, who is, I think, humble in many ways, like he's down on himself, thinks he's an asshole, thinks he's terrible, right? He's gotten a little better, but it's still a thing. He also is cocky and thinks that he took from the tragedy that was his upbringing, and it's like, but at least I got this, and I'm the best at it. I'm really good. I even like if I look at my stupidity in the Vokodo fight, Liam was just like exhausted. That's the theme of the year. Exhausted and brain farted. But I look at that just like other moments where a character does something or a player does something and goes like, all right, well, you forgot, but what does it mean now? And I look at that as like, well, why the hell would he do that? Well, he thought that hubris, right? Hubris. He thought, but it's not going to bounce back. I'm not going to fail because I'm that good. So I'm an idiot. That's why that happened. But I like one thread in Caleb's personality is his hubris and his pride or his ego about what he's able to do. Now, I don't think he flaunts it and says I'm the best because he thinks he's the worst, but he still knows that he can go into his toolbox and grab the right tool in the right moment. He knows that he can kind of go into like the mode that like Harvey Keitel in Pulp Fiction, Mr. Wolf, I think fast, I talk fast, I am fast. Like he will just make a decision and get shit done. And I enjoy that about him. The other answer to it is that Liam thought it was hilarious. And we were told not to go fucking with every single thing. And clearly this is what that was. So why not keep picking up that
button.
Scab? Yeah, pick that Scab.
Big shiny green button.
Green button.
I knew the longer that I picked at it, the more funny at least I would find it.
I was amused. I could have possibly stayed a little longer.
Interesting. How much longer?
Until we had to resurrect somebody.
You were gonna waste an entire diamond on that fucking emerald, y'all.
I suppose it depends on who died,
Making
really.
money moves.
Harsh, but fair.
Yeah, harsh but fair. Thank you.
Yep. We have to talk about the Yetis. This was crazy. Everyone made friends with the Yetis. What was it like for both of you to have a battle de-escalate to the point of dinner and friendship? Have we had this happen before in either campaign, Danny? I can't remember if you guys aren't really good at that. So
I don't know. I feel like y'all have definitely had like quick moments of like, are you a bad guy? Are you a bad guy?
Yeah.
And then it de-escalated. But I don't remember the giants, the stone giants. That was one that did fully like
De-escalate.
start as a battle, and then I'm sure there's one or two in campaign
We've let
one that I'm
people
forgetting.
go.
Yeah, I mean,
let
Vax
people go.
tried
You've let people go.
Vax tried to surgically de-escalate just Kynan from one fight, but not the entire enemy party.
yep.
I don't know. I mean, he just made them really compelling when they were getting hurt.
It's been a hard year, and I was tired.
Yeah.
It's been a really hard year, and I was like, I just don't want to hurt anything for a while. I just want to have some cocoa on graph paper.
I know that feeling.
Ugh.
I know that feeling.
Ugh.
Oh,
And-
by the
and
way.
then-
Yeah, go ahead. No, go, Liam.
No, you go, Logan. It's fine.
No, I was going to go with another question, but let's keep talking about
Oh, well, I mean, like, are we going to talk about? I invited them in because one, that's amazing, bringing a bunch of Yetis inside of a magical tower, but also they said that they would like escort us and be like our bodyguards for a little bit. So I thought, like, well, they're just saying that because we're letting them live. Imagine if I surround them in cats and pastries, then maybe they'll stay with us for weeks and be our muscle, our added muscle.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. Who
Jester
knows?
could give him little cupcakes and donuts and sprinkle stuff on there. If one of them gets, untidy.
Change their memory so that they think they agreed to stay with us all the way into the cave.
There you go.
I'm telling you.
Good call. Good call. Jester could braid their hair, put bows in it, right?
That would be so cute.
Give them
Little
tattoos.
Yeti craft day.
Or greasy Foster hair, one or the other.
It's not greasy, okay?
It's pretty greasy.
It's just wet because I shower for this program. And I didn't have time to fully blow dry it because I have to start putting all of my prosthetic makeup on and stuff. You guys have seen me without it.
You can be honest, you fell asleep in a pizza.
I did fall asleep in the pool.
Okay.
Taliesin, how is Caduceus feeling about his time spent as a mammoth? Did he enjoy the freedom, or is he just upset with his woolly actions?
So the same way that Caleb is a creature of hubris, which I love and is appropriate. Clay is a creature of self-control and is really invested in his ability to maintain himself and to not get lost in the situation, even in a heightened situation, even when, having a moment, he's still very much himself. And this was uncomfortable. This is what I'll say. Eventually, I think with some hindsight, he will enjoy the notion that, like, hey, I got to be a completely different thing. That's pretty cool. But at the moment, it's definitely a lot of that did not feel okay. That was unpleasant. And he very much respects why it happened, and is grateful for it, but is definitely a little shook and did not enjoy not having his normal passive perception.
Yeah, probably a first, huh?
Oh, it was a first.
Yeah, I mean,
very
there's a
much a
reason
first.
why I've never had Caleb do that to Caduceus before. Like, you don't want to take spells away from a caster, and I know that he likes being in control. It really was just I didn't
what
know
else
how
could you
hard
do?
that fight was going to be, and I'm the healer, so I have to turn people into animals to keep them safe.
And if it hadn't been for that weird situation we were in, where somebody was actually waving the bloody white flag,
right,
it would have been nuts. It would have been perfect, and it would have just been trampling people, and it would have been great.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to use that trample. That trample effect is super cool, where you can get a running start, and then knock someone over, and then step on them. It's amazing.
That's pretty dope.
I didn't get to do it, did I? No.
Yeah, combat in D&D is fun because it's this multi-layered chess of back and forth and rock, paper, scissors all over the place. Matt just made them too. He made them very intelligent and sympathetic, and
give them big Disney doe eyes.
Yeah,
it's not cool.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, Liam, Caleb was especially generous to the Yetis. Did he enjoy being a caretaker?
Yeah. Caleb deals with that in general all the time. Like Mighty Nine has allowed him to be the person that he should have been. Now he's never he from his point of view, he's never going to get the blood off his hands, but he can at least shut off the valve or compartmentalize a little more comfortably on occasion. And he wanted to make a difference in the world and protect people in his home. So getting to bring the Yetis in, or getting to protect the Mighty Nine, or getting to be kind to Veth's son, or all that, which is why he's such a. It's like it's a family picture that you dropped on the floor. There's still love in that picture, but it's kind of broken.
That's sweet. That's a sweet way to refer to him, that the Mighty Nine make him who he should have been. That's kind of cool. I think that's when you found the people you're supposed to be living your life with, if you can kind of say that,
Yeah.
That's what I think. I feel that way about you guys.
Yeah.
I feel that way about you guys. I don't have any problem saying that. I would never tell Sam something like that, because it's not true, but I feel that way about the people that are on this call with me now, Danny included, as well as our team of 20 and 30 producers and PR people and accountants. It's time for fan art of the week.
Wow.
That was
smooth.
That was the segue.
Woo, fan art of the week. Took me off guard.
That was a man on a Segway careening wildly out of control.
I'm like, never mind. I can't. Oh, I'm like Paul Blart. I'm the Paul Blart of hosts.
You're the Paul Blart mall cop of hosts.
Of Twitch hosts.
Okay.
This week's winner was sent in by Kristen Phelan. I'm going to say it's Phelan, because,
You're feeling it.
Kristen Phelan. At Kristen_Phelan on Instagram. Let's take a look.
Let's see, which one is it?
Yeah.
The kitchens.
Oh, it's so
good.
warm.
Look at those kitties.
Kitties.
Those pies.
Look, how good are those pancakes?
Pancakes
look,
are
though?
Killing. Eggs.
Oh,
That makes me want breakfast right now.
Best boy of honor framed over the stove.
So good. Look at those pies.
All the
Killing
herbs
me.
hanging from the ceiling. So sweet.
Man,
it's
that's
so
making me
nice.
hungry. I might have to go down to the local IHOP. They
Yeah,
still have
IHOP.
those?
Is it IHOB? That ended a long time ago, right?
IHOP.
The
They
brief
did that for like a
IHOBing.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't go over too well. They got beat up online for that one. Hold on, I'm just preparing the gag.
Okay.
Hold on. Congrats
I
to
believe in
you. Hold on, it's backwards. Congrats to you, Kristen. You have won this $100 gift card to the Critical Role US shop.
Now we're gonna animate a gift card floating out of that,
Have
like
you been
added
watching
in
the show, man?
post. No.
Have you been watching the show?
No.
Yeah, we're gonna animate a. It's really cute. Max Shapiro does it, and it's kind of my favorite part of the episodes. And I was wondering why every other week, everyone was really silent on the text thread. On Talks Times. I thought it's because you guys were in the chat. But no, everyone's watching fucking, Mamma Mia 2 or whatever. All right, remember, you can enter our bi-weekly contests by visiting careerworld.com, switching only last minute /submit.
Even though we're not talking to you via text, there's a concurrent text thread where we're talking about you.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I know. No, I'm
It's
aware.
the next best thing.
Yeah.
Every once in a while I'll get a text from Travis that says like, that motherfucker, and then he'll be like, sorry, meant to put this in the thread about you, not to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Liam, moving on, save us from what sounds like Ridley Scott's Apocalypse Now outside. Sounds like the movie San Andreas. Caleb tried to get Veth to lay off promoting him as the leader of the Mighty Nine. Why was it important to him that she stopped touting him as a leader? Doesn't feel like a leader. He doesn't want to be a leader. We obviously know how he feels about himself. But why was he so sort of against this?
I mean, it's never really bothered him intensely, but it's been a thing for a very long time. And from the very beginning, when she'd say it wasn't worth making a thing about it, but it was never true for him. And now and it used to be Caleb and Not, and these other guys. And now it is it is a ring of friends or a family, all of them together. So, and he doesn't feel like a leader. He never did. Especially in the beginning. I think I said this in character to Veth, but the way Caleb looked at it, when they robbed, they did the hit on that house, all those things they did, he'd be like, yeah, of course. Well, I'm a team player, sure. And then he would just do what he wanted to do. So he went from being an a-hole to, one of the Knights of the Round Table. A fucked up round table.
Yeah, that's a good Knights of the Fucked Up Round Table. I think Netflix just greenlit that.
9-sided table.
9-sided table.
Yeah, Knights of the Nine-Sided Table.
Knights of the 9-sided table.
Yeah, won't go further. Nope.
Sing it, Fartiste.
We sing it, Fartiste. I need a Fartiste. I'm gonna get a Fartiste soundboard on my Stream Deck here. I'll get a big Stream Deck, and I'll just have all of Fartiste's. This will
Greatest hits.
We'll pay royalties to his estate.
Guys, we have brought the Fartiste
The
back.
one-man brass can.
Yes. 2020, the year we reclaim our Fartiste. Taliesin, save us from what is undoubtedly... Okay, but how many people do we think watching the show tonight have either in the middle of the show Googled him and just muted us to go listen to Fartiste, or do you
Guys,
think they're waiting?
What if the Fartiste is a really, really awful person? We haven't looked him up at all. What if he's actually horrible?
Liam's vetted him. He's been very clear about it.
That is the Fartiste, you guys.
Liam has vetted the Fartiste.
Also, to be clear, there's not TikToks of the Fartiste. There might be written accounts.
Well, yeah, he's from the olden times. I mean, there might not be enough info about there so can we judge a man if we don't we don't know? I mean, I'd like to just judge him off his farts if I can.
Yeah,
I don't want to
yeah.
have to.
You can't separate the art from the man, the fart from the man, Brian.
People said he was very kind, and and when people would confront him, he would always turn the other cheek. And
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
yeah,
Wow. Others said he was full of hot air. But you know what? At least he wasn't a fucking Scott Baio. Nobody fucks with Scott Baio anymore.
I got like 3 more for later. I'm just.
I know.
I'm leaving them.
Save them.
I'm saving them. I got like
Save
3 more.
them and solidify me in your brain as you answer this question. Caduceus seems to have taken on the responsibility of setting the members of the Nine on a good path. So how's he feeling about everyone's journeys right now? Who does he think still needs the most guidance before he's comfortable going home?
Yasha, I don't know. He's feeling pretty, at least reasonable about everybody. He feels like Jester doesn't quite have her shit together, but she's fine. And Ford's doing great. Ford's doing just great, and
Yeah, he's great.
yeah,
No issues with his former lovers. No, he's fine.
No, everyone seems to be, everyone seems to be kind of coming together. Yasha had a breakthrough, but hasn't really processed yet. So it's a lot of like, hey, guy, so now that we're feeling more healthy, maybe it's time to make some healthy decisions, and like, you're on good meds and you're eating better. Maybe it's time to get out there and live life and just get. Yeah, everyone's kind of very gently doing the everyone's doing the Yasha dance right now, just because. She had the most to kind of, she was the last one to curve over her damage. So
yeah,
everyone else is like, it's great over here. Come on. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, she had to shoot a multiple award-winning television show.
I mean,
Yasha, yeah.
Yeah. You've got Yasha.
Yasha was on a TV show called...
No, but everyone's a mess still, but like everyone's kind of moving in the right direction. Like,
there's been improvement on every front.
Yeah,
there
and it seems to be
little
moving.
or a lot.
Yeah, everybody's moving, but
Yeah,
like
nobody's-
Yasha's the one where he's like, "Oh, I want to see you happy. Come on, one moment."
I know, yeah.
It's right there!
It's right there! I was really worried about Jester. Now the Traveler Con's over and sort of, we know where all of that sits. The Mighty Nine is aware of all of that sits, and they can, do what they need to do to be there for her. I think, Yasha for sure.
Yeah.
Needs...
Jester needed a vacuum, and she's kind of getting one. So like eventually,
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a really good way to put it. Yeah.
And it's all like everybody is slow work in progress beyond the end of this campaign and story. You can have a story where click, something happens, and it's like, that's it. I'm happy, or I'm married, or I'm dead, or there's a finality to what the end of the story is. But so many of these people, I could see just
life has no act structure.
Right.
Yeah,
It just continue on. Like just Jester, for example, all of her feelings about the Traveler and her mother and her upbringing and her father, or Bo and her father, like those are things that, you think about your relationship to your parents your whole goddamn life. It doesn't just go, click, I got it.
Nope.
And I feel like that's true of all these characters. They're all just sort of like, yeah, I'm better than I was a year ago. A lot further to go.
She's one bad relationship away from a whole new adventure with a brand new party.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like.
Yep.
Half the Mighty Nine are like one bad relationship away from like, okay, this is a whole nother quest.
That's the quote, Danny. That's the quote.
One bad relationship away from a whole nother quest.
Yes. The Mighty Nine are one.
Aren't we all really, I suppose?
I mean, yes, Jesus.
Aren't we all? Isn't
Aren't
that
we
just
all?
life?
You never know what's
Yeah.
waiting around the corner.
Yep. Liam, speaking of bad relationships, Ford, no, I'm joking. Caleb handed over the anti-scrying amulet to Ford. What was that like for him to hand over the last vestige of the man he was upon escaping the sanatorium?
I mean, he's been done with that necklace since the island.
Yeah.
He did not need it back. It was not hard he definitely noted it and said, it is not painful to hand this thing over to the creepy crawly in the ceiling. He hasn't needed it because just, with magic and the way it works in this world, they could look at any one of his friends and get to him. And the only reason it worked the way it lasted so long, and that item was a thing that I talked to Matt at the beginning of the campaign, saying like, I feel like I kind of need like this at the top of the thing to justify why he hasn't been chased down. Now Matt's created everything that exists out there in the world, but like, why would he get to run away and not have them come and murder his ass? So Matt's come up with his own reasons for that. But I asked if it was okay if I could have that attunement slot taken up for that one thing. And now it doesn't matter. As soon as he became invested in other people and wasn't going to run away, that necklace is only useful to him if he can run away from the people he's with.
Yeah.
And he's not going to do that now. So it was just rattling around inside his bag for a couple of weeks at this point. And I was pleased to realize, there's actually a purpose for this fucking thing still. So it was easy to hand over and help a friend.
Taliesin, are you thinking some deep thoughts over there?
I was thinking like whether or not it would be a tactical thing to give it to Jester. I had a brief moment. Not that I would think tactically in the game that way, but
No, I understand.
I had that momentarily.
Caduceus, our tactical player.
Yeah, no, he's got a clever brain for stuff, but that's not something he would really necessarily put together unless it was like right there in front of him.
But then could he? Who knows? But couldn't he just turn? He'd be like, "Well, fuck it, she's gone." But there were 7 other weirdos there, so I can just look at one of them.
I don't know if the NPC formerly known as Molly actually knows who anybody else is.
Kree does, though.
Kree does.
Kree
but
does.
It's probably Kree doing the scrying.
could
I have
be
lots
Kree.
of theories about this. I'm not sure if I should actually talk about them.
Not on
She
this
got
show.
theories, friends. How are you both feeling heading into this excavation? So, these next batch of episodes here where Molly and the Tomb Takers are awaiting you. No one seems to think this is going to go well.
I'm looking forward to playing the Tomb Takers after they like TPK us, and I figure we'll just hop over to the Tomb Takers.
Dibs on Kree.
Fair.
Will you
Harsh,
be
but
Lucian?
fair. No. I'm going to give that to Sam.
Oh, wow.
Because his Irish accent.
Let him try and improv in a fucking Irish accent.
I know. I know.
Oh, it's real easy when you're reading off a fucking paper.
Yeah, have you seen his
exactly.
D&D Beyond spots? I'm sure it'll be great.
Oh, my God. Yeah, if the French accent taught us anything.
He's done a French accent?
I think didn't he do a French accent?
Not that I've ever
Travis
heard.
did a French
Not
accent.
that I've ever heard.
Yeah, Travis did a French accent.
I think he did do one later in another ad. I don't remember. They all.
That's debatable.
I try to ignore all of them.
I understand. But outside of getting to play these new characters, how are you all feeling about going
I'm
into
terrified.
this? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is pulling us towards, in a way that we don't fully understand yet, towards Caduceus's vision and whatever the Eyes of Nine are, and whatever this thing is that has nothing to do, at least, with what Caleb wants to focus on. So right now, Caleb's just in improv mode because they're now, if the assembly wasn't going to come for their asses before, they are soon. So they've just been like, all right, what do we have to do to live for the next week? But now we're also, chasing the Tomb Takers and Lucian. What the hell does that mean even?
Do you think it's possible that what we find down there is not, I don't want to say what we find down there is not going to be bad, but that the Tomb Takers are not necessarily going to be the problem?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like, it's going to be possible that they're like, you want to help with this crazy shit? And like, maybe there's like a vague team up. I don't know. I'm kind of curious.
The Tomb Takers could be
temporary.
like tugging on an elephant's tail and going, "We understand the snake. This is the whoa!" and getting ripped into whatever this city is floating in the other world.
Don't touch it, Mom. It's evil. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
man.
I like
Could've
that
been-
allegory for what they're probably doing. That feels like it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I'll be
Oh,
curious
man.
to see.
I'm very curious to see. This is getting into such interesting territory, and it
Someday
feels
Matt and
like,
I are gonna sit down and he's gonna tell me what the fuck's going on. I'm gonna tell him what the fuck. Yeah, I'm so interested to see where our stories merge.
Yeah, well,
Fireside chats.
maybe you should go back and do it at the coffee shop by the tattoo. See if the barista's still there, because I feel like
That
she
coffee
deserves a
shop may be
follow up.
gone by now.
She didn't say shit for however many years. You know what I mean? We know she can be trusted.
Well, if she's watching, then she'll find out.
If you're out there, find us. No, don't find us, but you know how to find us online, and then just
That's
I
how
could
I
use
get
a
all
pumpkin
my.
spice latte too. So
That's how I get all my COVID tests. By the way, is from a barista behind a Starbucks.
Are they pumpkin spice COVID tests?
they are. They're really good when you.
I'm holding out
they
for the
put it
mint
up in your hands.
mocha, for the peppermint mint mocha COVID tests that they start like a week
Yeah.
before Thanksgiving, usually,
Yeah,
or the day after
2 or 3 more
Halloween.
weeks.
I'm waiting to head down to the Mickey D's and do the Shamrock Shake one
Yeah.
because I missed the McRib one while I was moving.
That one
But it-
tickles.
That one.
Good news. You tested delicious. Oh man, we're just swinging in the gallows humor, guys.
I
It is
know,
still
we're so tired,
2020.
we're just
How
like-
is it still 2020?
I know. Well,
know. I'm so
I don't
tired.
know. I don't know.
I thought a
You know,
Dodgers game was like 3 months ago, and it was fully like a year and a half ago.
It was. I know. I
Quiet
had
here
to.
Van Nuys, man.
I'm so out of it. I had to stop and think when you said it's still 2020. I had to stop and think if it was still going to be 2020 when this airs.
I mean, when those
I think of 2020 being over as the election.
I mean, much like Burning Man
already
used to be the end of the year, maybe we can shift that.
Well, yeah, exactly.
It's a leap
when the
year. We're moving it all to
fireworks
November.
went off, I don't know baseball. I literally went like, "Yep, Civil War, right on time."
Travis texted, who's because he's the one who knows what ball is being based.
We were watching. Yeah, we were both. I knew. I ran downstairs because I heard the dogs, and I'm like, let me tell Ashley this that it's the Dodger game. But she already knew because
Tried so hard to get him to watch marble runs. I'm still so sad.
Taliesin, that's the one. This is the one with the small round ball.
The small round ball, the marble run.
Yep.
Wait, talking about the YouTube videos where the marbles go through a maze?
It's addictive. It's addictive.
They're amazing. They're amazing. You can watch literally hundreds of hours of that. I'm gonna do it when I'm done with the Fartiste, or if I find out he's
British
problematic.
Bake Off of sports. So
okay, I'll watch. That's a sport.
I find it calming.
Well, guys, I've got to get to the Fartiste and get to the bottom of this and see if he's. See, chat already knows if he's problematic or not. We don't. I now have to first vet him because Liam didn't vet him well enough, and then once I vetted him, I get to enjoy his fucking content.
Well,
but I don't want to laugh at a man's fart unless I know where he stands.
I don't know. I don't know any of the details of his personal life or any flaws or mistakes he made. I only know that he performed with his ass. That's the only thing I know. He wore a tux and performed with his ass. I'm just making conversations. It's just a thing I heard. Okay?
And regardless, this has been a gas. So I'm having a good time.
He saved it.
Last one. I'm done. I'm done. That's
He
it.
saved it.
I'm really done.
He
I'm
squeezed
really done.
one last one out.
He squeezed
Thank you.
one. We won't be able to hear the last one because it'll be silent but deadly.
Yeah.
I love you all. Thank you so much for joining me, Liam, Taliesin. Thank you, Danny. So, I feel like at the end of each episode, we've started to just say, I'm sorry, / thank you, Danny. But
Yeah. You should just have that in permanent text in the top right-hand corner of the screen at this point.
I feel like we should too.
I would appreciate the apologies. Thank you.
We should probably get like a sorry Danny emote in the chat or something.
Yeah.
Just Danny's head with just like hearts around it. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Until then, stay turned, my friends. Don't forget to love each other. And don't worry. It's almost Thursday. Hey, I got a new mask. You guys like this? It kind of fits my, almost fits my shirt a little.
Actually, that got a vibe.
I like that.
I'm into that.
Cool, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's got a great vibe.
nice.
I like it. It kind of messes with your whole, like, Fartiste aesthetic, but...
Well, isn't he in a tux for that?
Whoa. Yeah. Oh, wow.
Hey, guys! It's me, a Sam Riegel lad!
Oh, no. The worst part is how accurate that is.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Yep.
Good night, everyone. We love you.